All right, let's talk about silver. We all know it's a wild ride, right? But what if I told you there's a way to tame that beast? Today, we're diving into a powerful but surprisingly simple Bollinger Band strategy. And this isn't just some random theory. It comes straight from a trader with 50 years in the trenches. We're going to break down how you can learn to trade it like a seasoned pro. Yeah, that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Silver, it can be just so rewarding, but man, it's also famous for being tough to trade. It has a nasty habit of chewing up and spitting out even traders who've been around the block. So the real question is, how do you even begin to navigate those choppy waters without your account getting totally sunk? Well, the answer, and you're gonna love this, is all about simplicity. This 50-year veteran, he ignores all the noise, the dozens of indicators, the crazy news headlines, and he focuses on just one thing, the squeeze. This whole system is about getting yourself in position to catch those massive, explosive moves before they even get started. Okay, so before we jump into the exact buy and sell signals, we gotta lay the groundwork. It's super important to understand why this strategy works, not just how to click the buttons. This is the foundation, the core logic that everything else is built on. First things first, look at how clean this chart's setup is. I mean, it's almost ridiculously simple. We're just using the daily chart, and we only need two things. Your standard Bollinger Bands, nothing fancy, and volume. That's it. Notice what's not on the chart. All that clutter. No RSI, no MACD, none of that stuff. The whole idea here is to strip it all away and focus on the only three things that really matter: price, volatility, and volume. Now this right here, this is the core idea. And honestly, it's a complete mindset shift for most people. We're all taught that when price hits the upper Bollinger Band, it's overbought, right? Time to sell. Well, this pro says that is totally 100% wrong. Bollinger Bands are not about overbought or oversold. They are a pure measure of volatility. So the goal isn't to sell when price touches the band, it's to get ready to buy when the bands start to explode outwards. And that brings us right to the heart of the whole thing, the volatility squeeze. This is what you're looking for. It's when those Bollinger Bands pinch together and get super, super narrow. That's a sign of low volatility. The market is just kind of quiet, consolidating. But here's the thing. Markets almost never stay quiet for long. You got to think of this squeeze like a coiled spring. All this energy is getting compressed, just building up, and our entire job is to be there, ready to pounce the second it unleashes. So, when do we actually go on the hunt for a trade? The conditions have to be just right. What you're looking for is the market going sideways, just chopping around, and those Bollinger Bands getting nice and tight. That's the squeeze. It's also a good idea to just glance at the weekly chart to make sure you're not trying to buy into a huge downtrend. And here's what to avoid. This is crucial. Don't even think about it if the bands are already super wide after a big rally, and definitely don't try to chase some crazy vertical spike from a news announcement. Remember, we're hunters, we're patient, we are not chasers. All right, we've got the foundation down. Now, let's get into the fun stuff, the actual actionable playbook. This is the offensive game plan. Let's break down the exact rules for when to go long for a buy trade. It's a simple 4-step checklist, super easy to remember. Step 1, you wait for the squeeze. The bands have to be narrow. Step 2, you watch for the breakout. That means a big, strong candle that closes firmly above the upper band. Step 3, you need confirmation. Check the volume. You want to see it at or above average. That tells you the big players are involved. And finally, step 4, the entry. You don't chase it. You buy on a small dip the very next day. Okay, so you're in the trade, now what? Let's talk management. You can enter either just above the high of that big breakout candle, or if you get that little pullback. Now, the most important part, your stop loss. That's your safety net. It goes just below the middle band. Simple. As for taking profits, a good approach is to take some off the table when you're up about 1.5 times what you risked. Then, for the rest of it, you just let it run, trailing your stop up right along that middle band. The beautiful thing about a really solid trading system is its symmetry. What works on the way up usually works just as well on the way down, just in reverse. So now, let's flip the script and look at the defensive playbook. This is for when you want to go short, when you're betting that silver is about to drop. And look at this, it's a perfect mirror image. It's so logical. You start with the exact same setup, the band squeeze. But instead of a breakout to the upside, you're looking for a breakdown. You want a big, nasty, bearish candle that closes below the lower band. And just like with the buy setup, you absolutely need to see that volume kick in to confirm the move has some real muscle behind it. Managing the short trade is just as simple and logical. Your entry is just below the low of that breakdown candle. Your stop loss goes safely above the middle band. And your exit? Same idea. You just trail your stop down following that middle band, and you ride that trend for all it's worth until the market tells you the party's over. It's all about discipline, zero emotion. Okay, so knowing the rules, that's maybe half the battle. The other half, and this is maybe the most important part, is getting the mindset right. This is where we get into the pro tips, the mentor's wisdom. This is the stuff that really separates the pros from everyone else. Listen up, because this right here is the golden rule. This is it. The amateur trader, they see the price hit that upper band and their brain screams, sell, it's overbought. The pro? They know that in a powerful trend, the price can just ride that upper band for days, sometimes even weeks. Selling at that first touch is probably the single biggest mistake you can make with this system because you're leaving the vast majority of the profit on the table.
And here it is, the one number that keeps a professional trader in business year after year. 1%. That is the absolute ironclad maximum you risk of your total capital on any single trade. This isn't a guideline. It's not a suggestion. It is a non-negotiable, hard and fast rule. Protecting your capital is job number one, always. No single trade should ever have the power to take you out of the game.
All right, let's just quickly run through the common traps again, the things that can really mess you up. Number 1, don't sell at that first touch of the upper band. Let it run. Number 2, don't trade when the bands are already wide open. The move is probably almost over. Number 3, always demand volume. A breakout with no volume is a classic trap. And finally, remember what this is. It's a swing trading strategy for the daily chart. Don't try to use this on a 5-minute chart. It just won't work. So you might be wondering, why does this work so well for something like silver? Well, it's because this strategy is literally designed to capture the very essence of how silver moves. It goes through these cycles of being really quiet and then absolutely explosive. That squeeze period, that's often when the big institutions are quietly building up their positions. And maybe most importantly, this system doesn't try to predict anything. It's not about guessing tops or bottoms. It's about reacting to what the market is actually doing and riding the momentum. And that brings us to the final thought. And really, it's the most important question of all. The strategy itself is simple. It's logical. It's crystal clear. There's no gray area. The real challenge isn't learning the rules. The real challenge is you. It's having the patience to sit on your hands and wait for that perfect setup to appear. And then having the discipline to follow your rules to the letter without letting fear or greed get in the way, day in and day out. So the strategy is simple. The real question is your discipline strong enough?